welcome back to BERNAMA today with me, Sue, and my guest, Datuk Chevy Bear, right? And he is a founder of a website called BookDoc. Is that it?
It's a website and a mobile app.
I see. Right. Welcome to the show. I would like to welcome you to the show.
Thank you.
How are you this morning? I see that you're not really well. You were sneezing and things like that.
I'm good, thanks.
You're good. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about BookDoc. What that is. What is that?
BookDoc is basically a mobile app to book for doctors.
So .doc. It's D-O-C, B-O-O-K-D-O-C. So
Yeah.
book for doctors.
Yeah.
So medicine books you're talking about.
So we started booking doctors, so you can find all the dentists.
Booking the doctors, not the book.
Yeah,
Okay.
not book, but medical doctors,
Right.
specialists, and now we have also branched out beyond doctors, all the other healthcare professionals like physiotherapy, nurses, etc. Yeah.
Right. So how do you have this idea? How this idea came about?
So previously, in my previous capacity, I was running my family business as a CEO of BP Healthcare.
Okay.
So I always get a lot of people calling me and say, hey, where should I go? Where's the nearest?
Recommendation on doctors and things like
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
Then I said, then another friend of mine had a sort of near-death experience because of dengue, right?
Okay.
So I was saying to myself, why don't I do something and facilitate everyone? There's a portal to go to where all the information is there.
Right.
You know, now you can Google search, but all the information is
It's
sort of not
scattered everywhere.
scattered and
Yeah.
not standardized.
Yeah.
So it's very hard
Yeah.
for a non-medical person to make
Understand and things like that.
decision.
Yeah.
So we put together everything. So basically, when you download the app, it's free, BookDoc.
Okay.
Then you can actually find the doctors by your geolocation, which is the nearest to you, then by the availability, and we verify all the information,
Right.
like the credentials, that they don't over-exaggerate what they actually are.
Right.
So,
and the apps is available on Google App and also Apple Store?
Yep, exactly.
All right. So it's free of charge?
It's free of charge.
Okay. So how do you put all the information? How do you get the doctors? How do you know that the doctors are available or have some credentials and things like that?
So we actually have people physically going to sign up the doctors.
Okay.
So it's very laborious and a lot of hard work. You know, 'cause
Okay. So you sit down with the doctors
Yeah,
and
exactly.
interview them basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
So they will give all the paperwork.
Okay.
Then we'll verify with the Ministry of Health
Right.
whether these people are as they claim. So like, I mean, doctor being doctor is fine, but some people sort of over-exaggerate like
Yeah.
their qualification, right?
Yeah.
So for example, we know a lot of GPs, they are GPs, which is fine. But now the in thing is aesthetic.
Yes.
So they may go to like a foreign country, say Europe or Thailand for like a week course.
Right.
Then they come back.
To certify themselves,
Yeah, but they come back, they claim they're aesthetic doctors. But
Which
actually,
they are not.
They are not. They just
Okay.
took a diploma. So when we do that, we actually say they are doctor, but offering aesthetic services.
I see.
But you cannot
claim them
claim that you are
as the aesthetic doctors.
aesthetic doctors. Yeah.
Right. So how do you entice these doctors to be part of the BookDoc?
I think because right now, if you look at all the platform out there, I mean, talking about retails, talking about restaurants, you know, everything there has like a portal that people can go in,
Right.
look at stuff. But like for medical, there's not a company
Right. Is doing that.
Doing that,
Even
yeah.
even internationally, have you checked? You know,
Internationally, there are some like in the US,
Okay.
but like outside the US, like this part
In
of
Asia,
the world,
no.
in Asia is very rare.
Right. So when did you start doing this?
I started this company last October.
Only. So that's less than a year. So how is the viewers or the users are taking this?
So far quite good. Like I mean, like within like 8 months, we are in 4 countries and 17 cities. So if you go to Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, and Thailand, you can use this.
Oh, the doctors are. I mean, doctors in Hong Kong are also
Singapore,
available
Thailand,
if you are in Hong
exactly.
Kong.
So you may go there, you know, medical tourists, right? So like people from Indonesia going to Singapore and Malaysia a lot, or
Right.
people from Europe going to Thailand, so they can use this platform to book and make a more informed decision, right?
Okay.
1, 2, you may go for a holiday as well, right? So
Right.
if you talk about the medical tourism angle itself, like in Malaysia last year, they say close to $1 billion revenue generated.
Right.
But you look at places like Singapore, it's about 1 billion Sing, which is about 3 billion ringgit. You look at Thailand, it's 3 billion US, which is 9 billion. So you put all this country we are in, is north of 5 billion US,
Yeah.
the contribution of medical tourism.
Right.
But separately, you have people like yourself, you may go there for a holiday. When you go for a holiday, you fall sick in a foreign country. It's not the best scenario to be at.
To be with,
So at least with this app right now, you can use it and search which are even the 24-hour clinics. And it's quite amazing that we integrated a lot of things into the platform to make it very seamless. So number one, beside the doctor booking, we also integrated with air and land transport. So if you click like air agents within our app, if you pull out like the other land transport like Uber and Grab, and our technology, they link it and they auto-populate the location you're going. So you don't actually need to key in where you're going.
So you don't have to go to the other apps to look for cabs, and you don't have to look for this and
So it's very seamless, and you don't actually need to click the location you're going. And we have, like we mentioned earlier, every doctor, when we verify a healthcare professional, we actually get the longitude and latitude. So you bring you to the right location.
To the exact doctor. It's not the next door neighbor, things like that. It's the exact doctor. So when you first started, you were looking, do you have like specific doctors that you were looking for? Any kind of doctors you were just grabbing any kinds of doctors?
I think as long as they are in good medical standing, that they are not like fraudulent, or the medical, for example, Malaysia Medical Council did not summon them, they are not in bad record, we will admit them. But if they have some things that are questionable, then we will not be listing them into our platform.
What about this thing, they say that doctors are not supposed to advertise themselves and things like that. So how do you go around that?
So that's why you look at the platform is a very neutral platform. So we actually do not recommend any doctor. So when you do recommendation,
when you search,
it's a form of advertisement. So if you look at the app, you download it now, you put your current location, it just tells you very objectively which is the nearest, what specialty you're looking for, and who is available.
I see, So you don't put any prices there? You don't put prices for the doctors there?
They can inquire.
They can call up the doctors?
They can call, they can email, etc. But we won't put it out there.
Okay, so talking about this, having it on the application platform for almost a year, what kind of achievements have you received? Any awards? Any recognized?
I think firstly awards, we sign up with a lot of big healthcare players. Like in Malaysia, we sign with Sime Darby Healthcare. We already have IJN on our platform. We have the Pantai Group, I mean the KPJ, all the major hospitals, not only Malaysia, then in Singapore, Hong Kong, even like yesterday I was in Hong Kong. So we signed up with the two largest healthcare players. One is Eye Hospital, another one is another healthcare player called Quality Healthcare. So they are by market cap 3 to 4 times, another one is like 5 times of KPJ's market cap, the size they are at. So it's a testimonial of the endorsement of the system, one. And two, our collaboration, for example, with Uber and Grab. These two are one of the most sought after or the largest valuation in the sharing economy, So how we collaborated our technology, we actually sync. So it's the first time they do this kind of syncing with another startup. And thirdly, recently we also tied up with Agoda. So Agoda is part of Priceline.
And things like that.
So it's the first time for a $66 billion US company to tie with a startup to facilitate medical tourism. So like if you look at the platform, after you book the doctors, they say, which
would
hotel?
You like to
book a hotel,
or and then a cab?
Exactly. Then within the hotel, we actually tells you, okay, this 500 meter, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer away. These are 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, and these are disabled friendly or not. So it's very seamless, the whole customer journey. So like when you mentioned collaboration with Uber and Agoda, so when you click on that button, let's say, so you go to the Agoda's page, or it's just your page? It's a co-branded website, agoda.com/bookdoc.
I see, So doing this, for about a year now, what kind of feedback do you get from the doctors?
I mean, different doctors look at the value proposition differently. Some of them, they like this system because it's like a CRM. So like at least people can book instead of you relying on manually people calling.
And asking.
Or they have the standard big book they write and they give you an appointment card, which you probably misplace or it turns to something not so good looking after that. So here everything is, before they either give you an appointment card and say come back and see me in 3 months for vaccination or follow-up appointment, So the better one will do things like SMS or they call you. So here we actually have like email notification to the customers, and also we were notified like a push notification to the app to tell you, hey, your appointment is due, like a personal PA, 24 hours and 2 hours, so sort of reduce the no-show.
Right.
And you also, in big organization, we help optimize human capital. So for example, in the US or a lot of developed countries, so they say the doctor to patient ratio should be like, say,
5 to 1.
5 to 1 sort of. So in like Asia, it's still like
20 or 30 to 1, I think.
Exactly, like still like lower. So again, and still a lot of wastage. So like you may go to a big hospital, right? They have like 10 doctors of the same discipline, like 10 ENT or 10 ophthalmologists, right? How do you know who is good?
Right.
And how do you know how long is the wait time? Typically, when you call the call center, they will divert you here and there, and they will
For
divert
all you know that you got the wrong doctors.
Yeah, so at least with this system, it will tell you, oh, within this hospital A, there are these 10 doctors.
Okay.
These are the time slot available. So you don't necessarily need to go for the 2-3 month wait one, because you're going for a consultation.
Yes.
And at least those with like 1 week or few days wait time, you can book earlier on than wait like 2-3 months. Your health condition may deteriorate back then. So you can go for these guys first, and doesn't mean they are bad because they are in the same hospital. They go through the same credentialing, interviewing process. The medical community will admit them based on the same credentials. So they are equally good, but they are not known.
Okay, so that means the doctor's appointments, whatever, they should be putting it also in the
so people can book
website
directly.
Okay.
So in a nutshell, if you know the other sharing economy company called Airbnb.
Right.
So we are Airbnb of healthcare.
Right. So we are almost to the end of this segment. But before we end, what is the future plan?
So our future plan is to be an Amazon of healthcare for the whole Asia. So the next two things we are also doing is home care. So we'll be bringing physiotherapy and nurses to people's home.
Right. What about traditional medicine, not to say doctors, medicine people like, what do you call that? The ones who do acupuncturists and things like that.
So we are working with a few big players. So among them, Yuan San. So another one in Singapore, we also just tie up with them called Kim Tae Tong. So they are also working in collaboration with the Basketball Association of Singapore.
I see.
So we do have that. And certain countries like in Hong Kong, they are more well governed, the TCM. So we will admit those players.
Collaborate with them. Okay, right. Thank you so much, Datuk, for being with us and talking about BookDoc.com. Is that correct? Okay. So we have to go for a short break. And when we come back, we'll have more things to talk about right here on BERNAMA Today. So stay tuned.